And welcome to Strength Based Marketing. I'm Pat Dewar. I'm so excited that you guys are here to join me. I know that I think you're going to get a lot out of this. If you're a business owner, if you're a professional, if you're really trying to figure out how to re-emerge, relaunch your business after this COVID-19 lockdown has happened, I know you're going to really want to pay attention to my guest today. Scott Barhold is someone that I've known for a number of years now, and I've seen him teach all over the country. He has touched so many people, showing them ways to essentially what I guess now we'd say something like get into the profit rather than into the stay in the loss. Uh, Anything else will probably reflect some sort of non-PC words that I now. So we want to go into just look at what are some things that you can do right now to either finalize your preparedness for the relaunch because it's happening. But I would encourage you to also realize that this is the new normal. The things that are happening right now, ignorance is not an excuse. I mean, IRS, KGB, ignorance is not an excuse. We've got to make sure that we're covering our bases. So I just want to say thank you, Scott Barhold, for being on the show today and for being a part of helping business owners relaunch their businesses at this critical time. Scott?
Yeah. Hey, it's great to be on the show. Good to see you. Always good to work with you, Pat. It's something I enjoy. I look forward to. So,
Thanks. Thanks. He's probably going, did he ask me a question? Did he throw me the football? Live radio, live video is so much fun.
Flying without a net.
Yeah, it's yeah. So here's the thing, Scott. I just really want to know, what are you teaching your clients? What are you doing? What are you wanting people to do right now that can help them the most come out of this COVID-19 lockdown?
Well, there's a couple of things that we're doing, and I think the biggest thing, I'm asking business owners to take a look at what can they do or what are they doing that serves their clients. The world has changed. You brought that up, and it may never go back to what it was. I don't know, but I know it's not the same today as it was back in February. So we started looking at how can we do things better, like restaurants today, right? Restaurants were always a great thing to do. Today, they're kind of like delivery services, and because people are coming out to them, they had to change the way they ran their business. So you have to look at what it is that you do that serves people and how can you best serve people. Look at your community, see what's out there, and see what you can do to solve an issue that's out there.
But the only thing is, Scott, is that so much of it is so different. I mean, I think about, you work with QuickBooks, you're in the accounting arena. You're in that area of increasing people's profits.
Yeah.
And what can a business owner do in those areas? And then I want to make sure that we cover in the next 15 minutes some of the things that people really need to make sure that they're in compliance if they took advantage of the PPP. So let's talk about increasing profits, getting better on the numbers, because a lot of people, I was talking to a guy yesterday who said, all I got left in my savings like $5,000. And this guy has like 3 dry cleaning stores. It's just wiped him out, his liquidity. So what do we do now?
Well, there's a few things to do. First of all, if you're running a business, and this is something that we've created a new program, but it's something that's been around for a long time. We created a program called profit-based pricing. And it all stemmed, I was doing a tax return for a married couple. They're running a landscaping business. It's the 3rd year they're in business, but it's the first time I'm doing their taxes. And through the number, the wife and the husband, kind of upset because they're like, I don't understand. We started this business. We thought we'd have more money. We're making more money now than we ever have. And we're struggling with credit card debt. We're struggling with getting the bills paid on time. That they keep threatening to shut off the lights and the water. I don't understand how this is happening. So we started looking at the numbers, and I'm a numbers guy. So I looked at their business. I was like, I don't understand why you think that you're not going to have problems. I'm looking at this business, and it's enough to support the business or to support your house, but it's not enough to do both. And I asked them a simple question. Well, how did you come up with the price that you charge your customers? And his answer was quick. He said, oh, that was easy. The guy who sold me the business, I just charged the customers what he charged them. And I thought, well, did you ever think that there's a reason he got out, right? When a business is cash flowing, there's lots of extra cash, people don't sell. So we went down and through it, and we started to look at all their expenses and how much they needed to pay themselves and how much they had to pay to get the business going. And I said, well, we figured it out right down to the hour. This is what you need to bill per hour to your clients. And he looked and said, I can't charge that much. And here's the mistake. He went back in and said, well, maybe we can cut back on the amount of money we take. No, we didn't just come up with a number that says this is the amount of money I want. We came up and we said, to cover my bills, this is what I need. And now all of a sudden we were cutting that short. That's how you get into this position. And then he looked, he said, yeah, but look at how much money you have being put away for taxes, payroll taxes. We can take less money and then we won't have to pay taxes. Guys, you can't have huge profits and not pay any taxes. It doesn't work that way, right? How many businesses are out there? Oh, I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to show that much profit. You got the wrong mindset. The walk and the talk are not in alignment and everything falls apart. So the long and the short of it is we sat down, we came up with their profit-based pricing. We were able to show them exactly what they needed to charge. And his response and her response was, well, I can't tell him that's what I charge per hour. Well, no. Now with COVID-19, it's a little harder, but the question is always the same. When was the last time you went out to dinner? Pat, when was the last time you went out to dinner?
Last night.
Last night. Did you have a good
meal?
Yeah,
granted, it was kind of a pick up and go. I mean, you know.
No. I mean, when was the last time you went out to dinner? That you went out, you sat down?
It would have been before the COVID-19.
That's fine. So you went out, you sat down, you looked at the menu, you chose your meal, your entree, your appetizer, your drinks, maybe a dessert. At what point did you ask your waitress, how much do they make per hour?
You know, I just didn't ask that question, Scott.
Did you ask how much the chef makes per hour?
Not this week.
No. So why? Because customers are interested in results. You were interested in the meal you were going to get for the price you were going to pay with all the extras that you got. And they wrapped it in a price that was appealing enough that you said, yep, that's what I want. Well, as a business owner, landscaper, accountant, speaker, we have to look at what are we doing for our customer and what is that package worth to them. And as long as the value of what we're providing is greater than the price that we're charging, not greater than our need, we got into this business to do a great job. So as long as the value is greater than the price, they'll do it. So when we sat down and I said, instead of charging them by hour for what you're doing the lawn for, you cut their lawn 4 times a month on average, 4 times a month. It takes you this long to do it. You're also adding fertilizer, which we put in the expenses. You're also adding mulching and all this other stuff that you're doing 4 times. This is what the package is per month. And I swear to you, she looked and she said, well, that's not really that much more than what we're charging them now.
Right. Except that they're not doing it systematically, and they don't know that if they actually did charge the additional whatever it is. Because it's so funny is, you know, Scott, you can increase the value of a proposition without increasing its cost.
Correct.
Right.
Well, that's the point.
You know, in anything you do. And so it's like, okay, is there a way to package it? So, I mean, one of the things that I would really encourage people to do is make sure that you are looking at your packages and making sure that it's going to help both you and your client reach the goal that they want.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing you say. And I was really surprised because you walked me through that. And I was blown away at how what you designed was and revealed, I'll say, through the numbers was so powerful. Now, if somebody wanted to go through that analysis, they wanted to uh, find out, could they contact you about that? And then you let them know whatever fees are associated with that. But all I can tell you, folks, is that the difference is going from spinning your wheels like a hamster, kind of, on one of those spinny thingies, to, oh, now I know what it takes to crack the nut of profitability. I mean, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do that, Scott?
Um, there's a couple of ways. The number one way is probably go to my website, myquickbooksexpert.com. And then you go to /chat-with-Scott. And that'll give you my schedule, and you can schedule a free 30-minute phone call. And then when we schedule it, it asks you, is there something specific you want to talk about? And you ask about the profit-based pricing. That is not a free 30-minute consultation. That's a program that we work with you. It takes an hour. We go through information. I can provide you with all the information, but you have to implement it. And that's where we come in even more readily and more handily for you, because we're going to show you how to implement it if you're running a business. And that's where we help business owners so much more. But this is a way to help business owners. And a lot of people right now, you're thinking, well, how do I know that that's right for me? So here's the two questions. If you've ever asked yourself one of these two questions. Question number one, where did all my money go? If you've ever asked that question, chances are you're a prime candidate to go into profit-based pricing. The other one, if you've ever asked yourself or questioned, how much should I charge my clients, my customers? If you've ever asked that question, especially if you're a service-based business, if you've ever asked that, again, that means you're unsure. If you just guessed at what you're charging folks, it doesn't work. What we do is we put together a program that covers everything, that every expense is profit to you. So you'll never have an expense that costs you money. Every expense you have will help you add to your predetermined goal of success. And that's what we do. It's a 60-minute program. You get all the tools you need. We go through it together. So the first time we do it, you do it with me. You can do it with me after that as well. But the first time you go through it, you go through it with me. But then you get the tools to do it so that if and when you want to change things, update things, maybe your life changes. Maybe you do a different business. Maybe you add on new services. It can change what you're doing. But that's how we do that.
What I love about it is that right now people need to make sure that we don't just try to increase sales by dropping prices.
Well, that's just disaster waiting to happen. Because if you
Exactly.
couldn't make money when times were good and now times are bad, it's harder to make money with more sales. Well, to a point. If your income or revenue is lower than what it was before, how are you going to make more money with less income? It doesn't work. It's a bad idea.
It's like one of our mentors. I know both of us have studied this guy. And he said, there are three ways to grow a business. One is to get people to come in more often. Another one is to make sure that there are ways to be more profitable, increase your margins on some of your offerings. And then the third way, Scott, because I'm wanting you to shine too on this. The third way is what?
Get
Increase.
more people to buy more often. You have more sales, or you increase your prices.
So the more sales, and even beyond that, to be creative on the offering that's out there, because it's easy. It really doesn't take a lot of thought to say, is this resource? Is this solution? Is there something I could add that'll increase its value? And what would increase the value, say, 5 times? And at least having it there. I mean, wouldn't you agree that we have to begin to look for ways to shift gears? Because even like as speakers, we've gone to virtual.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people may not realize that if they're not offering their products virtually now, you have to wait until people want to come back through your doors. Well, that may not be right away.
Well,
Are you seeing that in Florida?
Oh yeah, we're seeing it everywhere. I mean, people are asking for more help than they've ever asked for before, right? People come. I'm using the term. They come through my door. They don't. It's a phone call today.
Mm-hmm.
You get a phone call, or you get an email, and somebody says, "Hey, I need help," and then you're talking to them because. And I'll give you what I think is a perfect example. One of a really good friend of mine, less than a mile from my house, runs a pizza joint. It's the best pizza joint in the area. There's none better. He's great. But we were talking. He was telling me how, times are tough. And Mondays, he couldn't have people in the place, and he was running a special for like $5.99. Got you a 14-inch pie. Back when people were dining in, because it was bringing people into the restaurant. But now people couldn't go to the restaurant. He's like, we're dying. I can't bring anybody on. We're losing money every Monday. So we sat down and brainstormed. It wasn't all my idea. I'm not going to take credit for something that wasn't mine. But what we did do was we talked about what could he do. So instead of doing that, what he did was he put out Facebook ads. On every delivery that went out, he put a flyer. He took a small ad in the local I want to say Penny Saver. We have something called TGI Fridays. No, that's a restaurant. It's a little
Penny Saver
instead. Yeah, Penny Saver. And all it said was curbside only, 2 14-inch pizzas, $7.99 each, includes a 2-liter soda and an order of garlic knots.
Nice. I mean, that's a great value in every area. But all he did was change the delivery method.
Well, the delivery method was changed. The package was changed because it used to be 1 pizza for $5.99. Now it's 2 for $7.99 each. So he increased his revenue. Well, but people are going, 2 pizzas. Yeah, but you're also getting the bottle of soda, the garlic knots. And I kid you not, you go to his place now on a Monday. First of all, you order, then you go there and you got to wait in line just to get up to the curbside. Because he's so busy, right? So Monday,
and everybody's social distancing, and so they're like 19 miles long, right?
Well, but nobody gets out of their car. Nobody gets out of their car. So as they pull up, they give their order number. He goes, gets what they need. They put it in the car. Everything's been paid for, and it's done. The pizza hasn't changed. It was the same soda you could buy when you were sitting there. It's the same garlic knots. All he did was said, hey, look, I've got a special deal on this day. It's the only way to get it. You have to order through the app, and boom, 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 boom. They're just coming, it's day and night. All he did was looked at his business. How can I serve a need? How can I help my customers get what they want? He put together a greater value, what used to be a $6 price. But let's face it, when you went out and you sat down, you weren't just ordering a pizza. You were getting a drink. Right. So all he did was looked at, well, what else were they getting? They were getting garlic knots. They were getting the pizza, and he's throwing in an extra pizza, $7.99. So now it's $7, $8, and $8. It's $16, but they were spending that anyway.
That's awesome. Well, we got a little overtime today, but I honestly, Scott, I know the two of us can chat about this stuff for a long time. And folks, I hope you get some value. I hope we stirred up the question of, well, what could I do? And really, do I really know where my money's going? And am I really that profitable? What could I do that could increase my profitability? Because I don't believe, all the entrepreneurs out there and business owners really want to have their hours of operations only those that they're awake You'll get that in a second. The point is that if you roll out of bed and you hit the email and the last thing you see is the email, and all you doing is creating fires for yourself.
I understand.
There's clarity that's needed. Scott, is there's any last words you would say for the folks out there trying to relaunch? What would you encourage them to really get a handle on?
The world has changed, and you can become the victim that everything went wrong for you, or you can look and be a problem solver and create this to be an opportunity to have victory, not only for yourself, but for your clients. The choice is yours. It's all in how you absorb it and how you react to it. There's options out there. I'd love to be able to help if you're confused or if you just need some extra clarity. I mean, contact me. I'm more than willing to help with folks. That's why we have the 30-minute consultation. But don't look at this as something went wrong, because the most effective people in a crisis are the ones that can adjust the fastest and make the pivot or the change. Those are the ones that are going to be the most successful. So I encourage you, your mindset is key.
I totally agree, Scott. There's an opportunity in this. It's forced a lot of us into things that we really have been putting off. I know it has me. I've done more online stuff than ever. 90 days ago or whatever it was. I mean, I was out in Marquette, Michigan, and then I got a recall notice, so to speak. It said, "You're coming home today." And just like that, 48 hours later, we were doing webinars and Zoom calls, and I'm coaching clients around the country just like this. And it's just the new normal. And I can tell you, when people want to really, like come to another live webinar or live training, an in-person training, is when they feel comfortable going back to the movies. And that's just my own opinion. But with that, let's go ahead and shut this down. Say thank you, Scott. I really appreciate you being on today. It's always great to work with you. Strength-based marketing is just trying to give you ideas, and I hope you get the questions and the ideas, and make sure that you interact with the other members on Strength-based marketing on Facebook to see the brilliance of the people that are there. I wanted a group that had great minds that could work together. So thanks so much. And this is Strength-based marketing. I'm Pat Dewar. We'll see you next time.